Welcome back to the Lisa Nichols Show, where we have courageous conversations. Conversations that give us permission to question everything in our lives, but also permission to choose everything and anything as well. On this channel, in this space, we come together recognizing that we are giants by nature, even when our behaviors can seem like they're real small. We're giants. We're brilliant, even in our ding-dong moments. We're super powerful, even as we struggle. Here, we're free to be. Here is that safe space to create. Welcome home. I love when you dialogue with me. I love when I see your feelings. I love when you hashtag BOL, Breakthrough Out Loud, or hashtag Yana. You are not alone. I love when I see the exchange of dialogue between each of us. So just know that I listen when you speak. I read when you show up. You're always welcome here to speak your truth. On today's show, I want to spend some time talking about the cost of not showing up and shining. The cost of not looking at what does it mean if I don't play as full out as I'm supposed to play. You know, for so long, I knew I had a light in me, but I was afraid to let it shine. I was afraid for multiple reasons. I didn't know quite how to let it shine. I didn't know what would be the cost if I let it shine. Would I lose more friends? Would I be different from my family? How do I fund this dream that my light leads me to? It was so many unknowns. Who is Lisa? Who is she becoming? I don't know if you've had any of these questions, but man, I had them. For 5 years, I talked about wanting to inspire people, and I inspired people on the sideline, but 85, 90% of my life was doing something totally different because it was safe, or it was told to me I need to do that. Shining my light didn't have directions. There was no directions that came with letting your light shine. So in so many ways, I didn't let it shine. And then there's the cost of not letting it shine. Oh my God, that cost seemed to outweigh what it could possibly ever require of me to let it shine. See, I think that when you know that there's greatness in you and you're giving the world 70% of you got to watch out, because when you're brilliant and smart and you're a gladiator, and if you're on this channel, you're brilliant and smart and you're a gladiator, you can give the world 70% of you and they think it's 100%. You can give the world 70% of you and it's someone else's 100%. So they're impressed. Watch out. Because you don't want to get to the end of your life and say, I be daggone, my entire life I tricked them. My entire life I made them think 70% was my 100%. And you get to the end of your life and you're left with wondering, what would my other 30% look like? What would it look like for me to have played 100% in my own life? Or let's get crazy, 120% in my own life. You don't want to wonder. You don't want to wonder what it would feel like, what it would look like. I'm out here where people are shining their lights, the kids are playing, the gardeners are doing their thing, the families are doing their things. Your job is to let your light shine and do your thing. Oh my God. So many times I worried what would happen if I failed. What would happen if I took a leap and I failed? The bigger question is what's going to happen if you don't ever take that leap. See, if you take the leap and fail, we know that. We know what's going to happen. You're going to lick your wounds, wipe your wounds off, figure it out, get up, and try it another way. But if you don't leap and let your light shine, I think living with that is harder. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this to say, let's live a life that's with no regrets. We got one job, live a life with no regrets. Letting your light shine is not about being on stage everywhere. It's not about doing something ginormous in public. Letting your light shine is about telling that person, I love you, or I forgive you. Letting your light shine is about saying, hold on, pick me, I have that idea. Letting your light shine is showing up, being in the room, and knowing you have peace of mind that you know you belong in the room. I'm your sister. I'm your sister, and my job and our relationship is to celebrate your brilliance and your brightness, and also to not let you off the hook of your greatness. My job as your sister is to remind you that your light does not belong to you. Your light belongs to anyone that's in any proximity of you that could be illuminated because you let your light shine. That's your job. It's to throw your light over there so they can throw it back to you. So go. Let your light shine. How you guys doing? Y'all curious on what I'm doing? Yes, very, very, very.